I'm Jordan,
And I'm Kyle.
and welcome to Ask Us, where you get to be the voice of the segment. Today we're taking a question from Maddie from Utah about the importance of blogs. And actually, this has been a question that quite a few people have asked, wondering where blogs fit into their business. So, without further ado, let's hear from Maddie.
Hi, I'm Maddie from Utah. I'm calling. I would love your insight on the necessity of having a blog. I've seen a lot of blogs out there, and up to this point, I've only been using my Facebook page to market my doTERRA business. So I'm wondering what the pros and cons of having a blog are, and if you guys feel like it's necessary for me to have one.
That's a great question, Maddie. And before I go ahead and answer that, for those watching, if you have similar questions that you want to ask Jordan and I, go to our website at howtogrowdough.com under the Ask Us tab and leave us a message there. And you as well could be featured in one of these videos.
Yeah, and so to repeat, Maddie just asked us, she was asking about blogs and the pros and cons of having a blog. And her last question was, is it a necessity in my business? Right now, she says she's been focusing primarily on Facebook and hasn't been doing a blog. And so that's what we're going to take a look at. So Kyle, let's start out. Let's just look at pros, okay? What are the pros from a web development side, maybe SEO, from your experience? What are the pros of having a blog?
So the pros of having a blog in my eyes is, like you just said, SEO. And what SEO is search engine optimization, which basically means that you get more exposure through Google. So if someone
Easier to find, right?
Easier to find through Google. So if someone types in healthy oil remedies, and that's the name of your website, you have a better chance of being ranked towards the top over Facebook. And you still can be ranked up in Facebook. However, through a blog, you'll be putting out content, images. Everything that you do will allow you to have more exposure. And you can target those keywords that people might be searching for to find you. So that's one of the biggest reasons in my mind that you would create a blog, is for that exposure through the search engines such as Google or Bing or any of these top tier search engines.
Yeah, and you know what I look at as I hear that question, Maddie, like all the wellness advocates I've ever dealt with, I'm sure you're extremely busy. And you're looking at this and thinking, gosh, I've got more than enough on my plate already. How am I going to do this? How am I going to throw this on top of it? And I understand that concern. But the big benefits that I see are it allows you to brand yourself as whatever you want. And so if you want to be a wellness advocate that's world renowned, this is an opportunity you can do that from your living room. And you can become a source of information that people look to. If you want your focus to be using essential oils in the home, or cooking with essential oils, or whatever your focus or your experience may be, this gives you a chance to have a soapbox, to have a place where you can share this content and others can find it. So then like-minded people from all over the world, as they find your content, they can contact you and they have a chance to enroll with you without ever meeting you face to face. And so it's a finding tool that continues to find even when you're not there. That's a huge benefit that I see, as well as when you're in a sales position, it's hard to seem human and it's hard to seem normal, especially if you're pushing too hard at people. They just feel uncomfortable. Well, this gives people an opportunity to look into your life, to see what is your story. Where were you before you joined doTERRA? How have you seen success in doTERRA? What would you have done differently? What have you enjoyed? How can they come on too? By giving them this view, and now they have the opportunity of reading this and learning this in the comfort of their own home, a very non-abrasive opportunity. They get to look at that and they can come to you and contact you through that. I've seen huge responses from both our own experiences as well as through clients' experiences of the importance of a blog and just letting yourself be, I guess transparent would be the word, that people can see you and understand what's going on. And so as far as ROI, return on investment, we haven't touched on that as much. These have bent more of the soft. SEO, You'll have more people coming to your site. You'll be able to brand yourself. Those are all, there is an ROI there, although it may not just appear as a dollar amount. But, you can advertise on your blog. You can sign up wellness advocates on your blog. All of those bring in a dollar amount ROI, depending on the amount of people that are visiting your blog.
Yeah, and I think that's a big portion of what Jordan's trying to say. In the web development world, you can get those leads through your blog. It might be more difficult to get it through a Facebook page because you can use your Facebook page to lead people to your blog, where there you can set up a form that captures names, emails, and phone numbers that you can then call them in person after they've seen who you are through your blog, your story, how these oils impact your life and your family. It will make it a lot easier to talk to that person. So what we've done in the past is create those lead generation pages on people's blogs that have seen great success, just because they get to see the person and how they act and think, but then it will transfer and go into capturing that information from them, where it makes it a lot easier to get that lead.
So those are the pros. Those are the big things we see. The cons, from my end, the biggest con is time. I know that time is important, and it takes time to manage a blog. Even if you're just putting in a little bit a week, it takes time, and it takes consistency. If you just post once, there's a lot of great content that will never be found because they posted it one time on a blog that then just, it's never looked at again. So if you are going to start a blog, the biggest commitment I see on my end is time. What about you, Kyle? Tell us a little bit about the commitment financially and the commitment of how do you build a blog if you don't have web development experience?
That's a great question. As far as costs in starting a blog, it really just depends. You can start a blog for free today if you want to. We've created videos on how you can start your blog today in under 5 minutes. You can sign up, buy the hosting, and build a blog almost entirely, probably for your first time in 15 minutes, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about any coding and any commitments there. And as far as price, you can have hosting for probably between $5 and $10 a month, which can be a burden to some people. But when you pay for that hosting, you don't have to worry about the blogspot.com. You don't have to worry about any of that. You get your own dedicated site. You get support. There's a lot of features that come along with it, as well as you get advertising credits.
Is it worth it?
It's definitely worth it. If you're looking to become a professional in this industry, about $5 a month is definitely worth the investment. And as far as the difficulty, like I said, there are a lot of services that allow you to create those sites very quickly and efficiently. They offer free templates that are professionally designed, and all you really have to do is plug your content in. You just type your blogs, you post them, they go up, and then they're already formatted in a way that Google can find them. So the technology today has come a long way. You don't have to worry about a lot of the technical stuff. So it's really great. There's a lot of good things happening, and so I wouldn't worry about the technicalities and any of those things get in your way. Don't get scared of those things.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great point. So really, the question comes down to time. Maddie, you asked at the beginning if this was a necessity for your business, and that's a hard question. A necessity, it may not necessarily be a necessity for your business. And if you're seeing success and the growth that you like already just from Facebook, then I can understand why you look at this and say, I'm not really worried about it. If you're looking to expand into a more global audience and you're looking to get the attention of people without having to be out there in a booth or something like that and just have your content kind of work for you, I would say yes. A blog is a necessity. It is not that expensive. It's not that difficult to start. And if you have the time and are willing to do it, then I would say absolutely. There's no reason not to. I would keep your Facebook page. I'd continue doing both. I recommend being signed up and actively using many social media sites and as many online forums as are pertinent to what you're talking about. It just, the more you can be online, the more you can be talking, the more your voice can be heard, the bigger opportunity someone has of finding you and signing up with your team online.
Definitely. And so that's what it comes down to, is just the time. Are you dedicated, and do you want to put yourself out there that people can find you and see into your lifestyle? Because if so, you'll see success. You just keep learning and keep growing with your blog.
Mm-hmm. We've seen clients come from blogs. It's helped. And so we would greatly recommend having one. If it's a necessity, that's really up to you as the business owner. If it fits into your long-term goals of what you're trying to do with your business. We hope that answers your question, and we hope that you continue working on your Facebook page. And if there's any other questions, or if anybody else has a question, please contact us under the Ask Us tab at howtogrowdough.com.
It's probably good.
Yeah, I think that should be okay.
Is it on?
It better be on.
God.